This week, we turn our attention to Chapter 5, Selecting a Topic and a Speech Purpose. By now, you've had an opportunity to understand the importance for picking a speech, speaking in a global world, and thinking about the ethics and critical thinking that goes along with business and professional communication. In Chapter 5, we're going to look at how do you choose a topic that's appropriate for you, considering your audience as well as the occasion. This chapter will allow each student to really develop an effective general purpose statement, develop an effective specific purpose statement, and create a speech that is very helpful for your particular audience. You will need to spend at least 7 hours this week on our course. What does that 7 hours consist of? I'm glad you asked. First, take a moment and read Chapter 5. Once you've finished reading Chapter 5, I suggest that you look at the Chapter 5 flashcards to test your knowledge of important vocabulary, and then review the Chapter 5 PowerPoint slides. Once you've looked at the flashcards and reviewed the PowerPoint slides, I want you to take a moment and take the chapter quiz. You have 2 opportunities to take the chapter quiz, and your highest score will be recorded. Upon completing those 3 activities, you have 2 additional activities that you will need to complete. One that will involve all of the class participating together, and the second, it's an individual assignment. The first assignment is your discussion board post. In the discussion board post, I want you to think about what are some topics that will be culturally taboo. In our chapter this week, we investigate what does it mean to have a topic that is taboo or unsuitable to discuss in the college classroom in the United States. I want you to also think about what are some of those factors that determine if a topic is taboo or unsuitable. Explain how you should determine that a topic is appropriate for your audience. So as you're thinking about the topics for speeches that you'll use for our class, what is appropriate for college students at Texas Southern University? Considering the racial unrest in our country right now, is that a topic you would feel comfortable speaking about with your classmates? Create this discussion board post and then reply to 2 of your classmates' posts. This is due on Sunday at 11:30, and it's for a grade of 15 points. After you've completed your discussion board post and engaged with at least 2 of your classmates, please feel free to chat with more. I want you to take a moment and watch one of my favorite TED Talks. Now, I'll go ahead and warn you, I'll often say that the TED Talks that we watch in our class are some of my favorites. But this class, in particular, this TED Talk, will look at systemic racism and the trauma of systemic racism and how it's killing Black women. Once you've watched this TED Talk, it's about 18 minutes long, I want you to complete the systemic racism assignment. And in this assignment, you're going to listen to the speech, identify the speaker's thesis statement, write it down, and using the criteria outlined in the chapter, remember, you should read the chapter before working on this, evaluate the effectiveness of the thesis statement. I want you to write a 4-sentence summary of the talk, the speaker's thesis statement, and why you believe this talk is effective or not. This assignment is due on Sunday, no later than 11:30. So, as a reminder, you have your systemic racism assignment due on Sunday at 11:30. Your discussion board post due on Sunday at 11:30, which consists of you answering the initial questions and responding to 2 of your classmates, as well as your Chapter 5 quiz. Those are all due Sunday at 11:30. Now, I want to take a moment and highlight some of the information that you will find once you read our chapter. What does it mean to formulate the specific purpose? So, oftentimes, we don't speak just to say it's time to speak. You need to think about what is your speech's main objective. It should identify what you want your speech to accomplish or what you hope to do with your speech. So think about our class as an opportunity for you to share with your classmates something that you are extremely passionate about. The specific purpose statement of an informative speech often contains such words as show, explain, report, instruct, describe, and not surprisingly, the word inform. Words like persuade, motivate, convince, and act are characteristics of specific purposes for persuasive speeches. So remember, as you're crafting your speech, do you want to inform or do you want to persuade? While formulating your specific purpose, I want you to think about these questions. Does my specific speech purpose reflect the assignment or speech situation? Will I be able to obtain my specific goal in the speaking time allotted to me? Will I be able to prepare a speech that fulfills my specific purpose in a manner that my listeners will be able to understand and respond to? Will my audience assess my goal to be relevant to their needs and reflect of their interests? And lastly, will my audience judge my purpose to be significant and worthy of their attention? There are many things that you should consider as you're moving through Chapter 5. It is my goal to help you to be the best speaker that you possibly can. So things that you can expect from me moving forward will be to showcase speakers that are eloquent in tone, in voice, in pitch, as well as to provide sound research from our textbook and supporting materials to help you craft great speeches. As always, if you have questions, never, ever, ever hesitate to send me an email or drop through in my virtual office hours. I look forward to chatting with you soon.